Israel sent warships to the Red Sea, anchored off the Israeli port of Eilat. The move comes amid increased threats from the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen. The Houthis, supported by Iran, have pledged to target any Israel-bound commercial ship transiting the Red Sea in support of Hamas following Hamas's attack on Israel on October 7. The Houthis have asserted or have been accused of orchestrating a series of missile and drone attacks in the Red Sea in recent weeks, including the dramatic seizure of a commercial vessel. Israeli defense systems and American Navy ships in the region have successfully intercepted several of these threats. Recently, they targeted a Norwegian commercial ship with a missile, although it does not seem to have any direct connection to Israel. Some of the unsuccessful missile attacks by the Houthis were reported to have targeted Eliat, located at the southern tip of Israel, making the deployment of the SAR-6 with its anti-air capabilities a strategic choice for Israel. Previously, the Israeli Navy deployed a different missile ship to the region. However, there has been no clarification regarding the specific role the SAR-6 will play in the Red Sea or the total number of Israeli vessels currently operating off the coast of Eilat at this time. Elsewhere, the Israeli Navy announced the completion of the operational processing of its fourth SAR-6 ship. The IDF stated that this process took 2 years, describing it as a very rapid pace for installing and adapting advanced combat systems and state-of-the-art Israeli systems for 4 ships simultaneously. The first SAR-6 ship arrived in Israel in December 2020 and the fourth ship in the class arrived in September 2021. These ships represent a significant project for the Israeli Navy, marking the culmination of decades of investment aimed at expanding the Navy's size and enhancing its capability to project power in the eastern Mediterranean, particularly for the protection of Israel's exclusive economic zone. The ships departed from a shipyard in Germany, and upon their arrival in Israel they underwent the installation of defense systems, primarily developed by Israel's major defense companies. In 2022, Israel conducted successful tests of the IAI Barak long-range missile interceptor on board the ship. The naval version of Rafael's Iron Dome, known as Sea Dome, was also installed and tested on the SAR-6 ships. Additionally, the ships are equipped with a 76mm gun, Typhoon weapon stations, and other advanced systems. The SAR-6 ships made their combat debut in the aftermath of the October 7th attack when they were deployed off the coast of Gaza. Although the IDF has not provided specific details about the actions of the SAR-6 ships, they stated that the Israeli Navy has struck dozens of terror infrastructure sites used by the Hamas naval forces in the central and southern Gaza Strip, similar to actions taken the day after the attack. The IDF said Israeli Navy soldiers have eliminated militants, including dozens active in Hamas naval forces. Most of the leaders of Hamas naval forces, which consist of hundreds of operatives specializing in carrying out maritime attacks, have also been targeted and killed. When Israel mentions Hamas's naval forces, it typically refers to the group's maritime commando units, as Hamas is not known to deploy conventional warships. However, IDF statements also included an image of an unmanned vessel that Israel claims was intercepted by the Navy before it could attack Israel's strategic maritime assets and coastlines. H.I. Sutton, the publisher of the Cover Shores website dedicated to naval analysis, observed that the LSF unmanned vehicle is a torpedo-like weapon with a warhead in the nose. Its middle body is likely assembled, in part, from compressed gas cylinders. It has a modest diving depth of just a few meters and may rely on a snorkel to provide air to its motor. The propulsion system is unclear, but a hollow host suggests an internal combustion engine, possibly gasoline-powered. The interception of the LSF unmanned system suggests that Hamas has sought to enhance its naval capabilities. In previous conflicts, Hamas primarily focused on naval commandos, consisting mainly of frogmen with limited utility and range. Meanwhile, Israel has emphasized the significance of cooperation between the Navy, Air Force, ground forces, and other units during the conflict in Gaza. This aligns with the broader effort through its recent multi-year momentum plan to streamline operations and leverage technology to expedite the sensor-to-shooter cycles. China may have contributed to the proliferation of ballistic missile technology, which has ended up in the possession of Houthi rebels launching attacks on container ships in the Middle East. A Chinese military blogger known by the handle Korolev, with over 6 million followers on the microblogging app Weibo, sparked a heated debate this week by suggesting the potential use of Chinese missile technology by the Houthi movement. The Shiite movement has been involved in a prolonged conflict against Yemen's Sunni-majority government. Iran, a regional ally of the Houthis, is suspected of supplying weapons to the rebels as part of the ongoing proxy conflict between Iran and Saudi Arabia. Korolev highlighted the Chinese origin of the anti-ship weapon utilized by the Houthis, suggesting that the missile might have been derived from Chinese technology previously shared with Iran. The Houthis operate two types of large anti-ship ballistic missiles, the Asif and the Tankil, both likely modified from existing Iranian designs, as noted by Fabian Hans, a researcher at the London-based International Institute for Strategic Studies think tank. Analysts traced the earliest predecessor of these missiles back to China's Red Flag 2A surface-to-air missile, which was exported to Iran in the 1980s during the Iran-Iraq War. The modified B610 and B611 missiles are believed to be derived from this technology. Nevertheless, there is currently no known evidence of a direct transfer from China to the Houthi movement. Tehran has denied claims by the United States that it is deeply involved in attacks by Houthi rebels on commercial ships in the Red Sea, amid reports of another Israel-affiliated merchant vessel being struck. Iran's deputy foreign minister dismissed the accusations, saying the Houthis were acting on their own. Tehran's support for the Yemeni rebel group includes both weapons and tactical intelligence, the White House said as it presented newly declassified intelligence purporting to show Iranian involvement in the attacks. The resistance of Houthis has its own tools and acts in accordance with its own decisions and capabilities. The fact that certain powers, such as the Americans and the Israelis, suffer strikes from the resistance movement should in no way call into question the reality of the strength of the resistance in the region, Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Ali Bagheri said. Tehran has said it supports the Houthis politically but denies sending the group weapons. The Iranian statements came after White House National Security spokeswoman Adrienne Watson called the situation in the Red Sea an international challenge that demands collective action. "We know that Iran was deeply involved in planning the operations against commercial vessels in the Red Sea," Watson said in a statement.